Да, в смысле? Неужели?
Welcome to Train Sim World, an immersive and highly detailed rail simulation featuring authentic routes and trains from around the world. This is the training center. Here you can learn about how to navigate and interact with the world, as well as how to operate the many trains. Let's start by looking around. Find each of the markers and look at them. Your current objective is shown at the top left of the screen. Walk to the blue marker to complete the current objective. You've been awarded some action points. These are displayed in the top right corner of the screen and count towards your overall experience level for the game. This is one of the many types of route tasks to be discovered. Keep an eye out for many more types and styles of route tasks, which can involve placing, collecting, or fixing a variety of things. Head into the main building, and you'll continue your induction there. You can pause Train Sim World at any point to review objectives and a lot of Other information about what's happening at the moment. Try it now, and then return to the game after you've had a look around. Now that we've covered some of the basics of moving around and interacting with the environment, let's take a walk through the building and find the trains. This is Central Square. From here, you can explore the main training center depot and surrounding yards. Your journey operating trains is just getting started here in the training center. Remember, you can always come back here from the main menu to refresh your knowledge if you're unsure about anything. Continue to learn and other training modules here in the training center, and then you'll be ready to take on more challenges in other environments.
In this training module, you'll be learning how to drive a BR Class 801 electric multiple unit. During this brief introduction, you will be taken through the critical driving controls and performing passenger operations. When you are ready, climb aboard. Take a seat in the driver's position so that you can prepare the train for service. For this introduction, you'll be completing a full loop of the circuit and performing passenger operations when you reach the next stop. Prepare the train for departure. To unlock the control desk, you'll need to insert and set the master key. The reverser is used to determine the direction of travel.
Ударить сильно рукоятку, переключить положение нейтрально. А, о, фига себе.
Set the headlights, as this will let others around you know that this train is operational. To begin loading passengers, you'll need to open the passenger doors.
Угу. Ну и как все долго.
It's time to depart. Close the passenger doors.
Так.
This train features a combined power and brake handle. So to get the train moving, move the handle into the power range.
Давай еще добавим. А что мы стоим-то?
Coasting is a method used to efficiently maintain speed and reduce motor stress and maintenance requirements. Keeping to speed limits is important. If you begin overspeeding, apply a small amount of braking force by moving the power handle into the braking range. First introduced in September 2019, the Class 801s were built as a replacement for the aging Intercity 125 and 225 sets, which were the primary trains used on the East Coast Main Line at the time. The Class 801 fleet were designed as purely electric multiple units. However, they feature a single 560 kilowatt diesel engine fitted to one of the coaches for emergency use. This 9-car variant of the class has a maximum power output of over 4,500 kilowatts and has a maximum operating speed of 124 miles per hour. You're now approaching the station, so prepare to slow down the train. Use the power handle to apply some braking force to bring the train to a gentle stop in the indicated position. Now that the train has stopped, you can open the passenger doors. Good work. That concludes all the basics of operating this train.
Это состояние 5. Задействуем систему безопасности. Хорошо. Понятно то, что ни хрена не понятно.
In this training module, you'll be taken through the operation of this Class 66 locomotive. During this brief introduction, you'll be covering the critical driving controls and freight operations. When you're ready, climb aboard to get started. You need to insert the reverser first, and then you can move it forwards to set the direction of travel.
Так, установить выпущенную рукоятку положенную вставку. Так, вот эту. Вставлено. Чтобы установить выпущенную рукоятку или переключить положение.
Set the headlights to let others around us know this train is operational. The direct brake has 3 positions: apply, hold, and release. They directly affect the brake cylinder pressure, shown on the left-hand side of the desk, or on your HUD under the BC entry. While in the apply state, the brake cylinder or BC gauge will fill, meaning an increasing amount of braking force is being applied. Move the handle to the hold position to maintain the same level of braking force, and back to the release position to reduce or release the braking force. The direct brake is used to apply the brakes only on your locomotive and is faster to apply and release than the main brakes. If you're only running as a light locomotive, as you are now, it's usually quicker to just use these brakes. The brakes on this locomotive require us to hold the brake handle in the release position. You can monitor the state of the brakes using the larger brake pipe control gauge in the centre. Keep the brake control in release until you can see the brake pipe control needles are reading 5 bar. This will release the brakes fully. Now that the brake pipe control is at 5 bar, the brakes will fully release. Watch the brake cylinder or BC gauge to see it gradually reduce to 0, which tells you that the brakes are now fully released and you can move the train. As you apply power, notice the amp bar rising. This is the amount of power being fed into the traction motors. Try to keep this out of the red, as it means you're overpowering the motors and could damage them. Coasting is a method used to efficiently maintain speed and reduce motor stress, and built in London, Ontario, Canada by EMD. The British Rail Class 66 is a 6-axle diesel electric locomotive used primarily for freight operations in the UK. Introduced in 1998, the initial order of 250 locomotives was said to be the biggest single order of a locomotive since the era of steam trains. More than 500 Class 66 locomotives were built, with the final one being delivered in 2016. The Class 66 has earned the nickname Shed because of its shed-like pitched roof.
Спасибо за лайк. Ну, остановитесь. В указанном месте. Мне ровно. Что применить тормоза.
The freight wagons are behind you. Change direction with the reverser. Then change the indicated junction either by walking over to it or using the map.
Так, сменить направление, снять трассированную рукоятку, положение назад.
The junction is correctly aligned and you can now couple up to the freight. Approach slowly and stop, just before the buffers.
Состав
Don't
продолжается
forget to
на
release the
низкой
direct
скорости
brake before you apply power.
до соприкосновения. Так. Ветка тяги. Это так. Так, внешняя камера. О, нифига себе. Вот это, да? Вот это прикольно. И. Стопэ, 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 стопэ. Так, стоп. Так, отпускаем, получается. Это что у нас? Применение. Так, удерживание давления, допустим, да, нет. Опускаем. Опускаем. Получается, так делаем. И потихонечку ползем. Ай-яй-яй-яй-яй-яй. Да.
You can couple and uncouple from
Так, сейчас,
either an
секунду.
external camera or on foot. Connect the formation using the external camera. Return to the first-person camera.
Так, учебный центр. Сгрузить последнюю контрольную точку. Главное меню. Так, второй модуль. Главное меню. Так, ну что, продолжить путешествие.
This module will cover the on-screen overlay, known as the heads-up display or HUD, that is shown when you are in control of a train. Climb up the ladder into the train and then sit in the indicated seat.
А что, дверь не надо закрывать?
Welcome to the most important seat in the
Спасибо за
train.
лайк.
While sitting here, you'll be in full control. Before you think about moving the train, though, let's look at the HUD overlay that's appeared on the bottom right.
Давай взглянем.
The heads-up display is a guide to what your train is doing. The main part of the HUD is the speed display. A white bar will appear around the outside to show
Здорово,
your
здорово,
current
здорово.
speed, and the red mark indicates your maximum permitted speed. This is the direction display. An arrow will indicate forward, reverse, and neutral directions. This is the power display. A number will indicate what position the power or throttle control is in. These are the brake indicators. The exact ones shown will vary by train and will often be visible in the train itself on various gauges. They tell you what's happening in the braking system. The most important one is the BC or brake cylinder. If that's reading 0, then your brakes are released. Anything else, and brakes are applied and you won't be able to move. Every train can have small variations in the HUD unique to the way it works, but they will mostly look the same. As you learn to control new trains, study the HUD and learn how it helps you operate it. If you want to see this again, you can rerun this training module at any time.
Угу, понятно. Что, как дела у вас, рассказывай, как погода? Ну,
In this training module, you're going to look at making the train move and then bringing it to a stop again. While many trains have different controls and are operated in different ways, there are basically always 3 controls that are common and are required to move the train. The reverser sets the direction between forwards and backwards. The brakes are used to slow or stop the train.
понятное дело.
The throttle controls how fast the train accelerates. In this train, the throttle and brakes are controlled by a combined power and brake handle. We want to move the train forwards, so move the reverser to that position. Pull the power brake handle toward you to release the brakes and apply power. Now that you've reached your target speed, you can move the throttle control back to 0. The train will then coast on level ground, and the train will only slow down very gradually.
Ну. Что ж делать-то надо?
While the specifics of operating brakes vary from train to train, the basic process of stopping is fundamentally the same. Bring this train to a complete stop by moving the power brake handle into the braking range. The amount of braking you'll need to apply also varies depending on whether you're going uphill or downhill, and how heavy your train is. Stopping a train is one of the biggest challenges of controlling them, particularly stopping them in the right place. That concludes this module. Restart the module to learn the steps again, or move on to the next module.
Перевозки. Так я и ждал пассажирские перевозки.
In this training module, you'll be learning basic passenger operations in a BR Class 323 electrical multiple unit. When you are ready, climb aboard the train. Take a seat in the driver's position. To unlock the control desk, insert the master key. Great work! To allow passengers to board, you will need to open the doors. Keep the doors open to allow enough time for passengers to board the train.
Ну. Садка пассажира. Откройте двери. Так. Сигнальный звонок. А, вот это.
Now that the passengers have boarded the train, close the doors. Set the reverser to forward.
Найти рассеянную рукоятку и переключить положение вперед. Ну.
Apply power to get moving. This train has a combined brake and throttle handle.
Это мы в курсе.
Apply a small amount of brake to gently bring the train to a stop at the next station. Good work. This time, open the doors on the opposite side.
Ой. Двери слева. Откройте. Ну. Решите открытие дверей слева. Вот это? Так, вы также можете нажать U, чтобы открыть пассажирские двери с правой стороны. Окей, вон оно как. Михалыч, нифига себе. Ну и все. Подушка вот прижал там.
Close the doors. Reach the next destination unguided.
По дуду как-то можно, интересно, не? Так, приемник. Пустить. Поднять. Это переключитель. Активно. Сброс. Обход остановки. Уже спуск крана. Аварийные огни. Закрыть дверь. Справа. Связаться с диспетчером. Это у нас что? Управление стеклоочистителями. Вон он что. Я понял. Тут что у нас? Ладно, все, поехали. О. Вот, все. Городские снова. А в чем проблема-то? Что я не понял. Ну. Что-то я тут понажимал. А чем мы не едем-то? Что было? Нифига непонятно. Интересно, а тут поезд можешь сойти с рельс или нет? Прикольно.
Great job. That concludes training on passenger operations.
Спасибо. О, нифига себе, смена кабины. Опупеть.
In this training module, you will be learning how to change driving ends of a train. During this brief introduction, you will be taken through how to set up a cab for driving, shut down a cab, and how to change which train cab is the lead. Firstly, we need to set up this cab for driving.
Хорошо.
Set the master key to on to unlock the control desk. The reverser is used to set the direction of travel. Apply some power to get moving.
Так, что, надо будет до туда доехать, получается. Ну, в чем проблема-то?
When ready, apply a small amount of braking force to gently bring this train to a stop.
Так,
Set the brake throttle handle to neutral.
Чтобы уменьшить тягу. Ну, понятно. Так, чего? Отключить оборудование в кабине. Установить рукоятку тяги, торможение, положение отключено. Хорошо. Так, отключить установить фиксированную рукоятку. Отключено. Отключено.
Remove the master key. Well done.
Теперь
You have successfully shut down this cab. Now travel to the cab at the other end of the train. Sit in the driver's seat.
Так.
Now activate the new cab for driving, following the same steps as before. Well done. You now know how to change ends in a train. That concludes this training module.
Так, ладно. Спасибо за лайки. Буду заканчивать стрим, потому что придут устанавливать кондишник. Тогда попозже сегодня вечерком запущусь еще. Всем большое огромное спасибо. Всем пока-пока и до новых встреч.